You don't know this yet, but you have just entered the battlefield of life. Brave men and women have fought this battle, and many have survived through many struggles, but others have succeeded through positive behavioral mindset change. And now it is time for those brave men and women to say yes to themselves because they fought so hard for their country, volunteering and sacrificing their own lives. Now it is time for you to say yes to your health, to your wellness, to your well-being, and to have total control over your positivity. You deserve it. To be your authentic self in a way that you have never had before, to have that confidence, to have happiness in your life, positive vibes, high frequency, to be healthy, fight disease, be in a positive mindset to shift negative thoughts, images, and just be you. Welcome to Coaching the Brave podcast with Giovanna Chase. I am your host, Giovanna Chase, and I promise to serve you in the way that you have served our country, in a way that I feel is to the highest of my potential, because I have a higher calling. My higher calling is God, a faith-based podcast geared to help you be your most authentic self. Here you will find the mission is to be real, but to also find a silver lining, to reframe the negative so you and the military community can have something to look forward to, something to have hope for, because it is not all bad. There is good. And this is the mission of this podcast. So welcome. And please comment, share, and review, for this is for you. Thank you for allowing me to serve you every Friday. Today is Epiphany, the day the church decided it would be the calendar day the wise men would find Jesus, the baby sent from and of God Himself. The second Christmas for us Hispanic Latinos, Hispanic Americans. I dedicate this podcast to the manifestation of all things possible, positive, and enlightening. Because I believe the reason why I have been sent to podcast, I have come to this point in my career, is because God led me. He molded me. He knew that all I had done to this point and all I've gone through in the past would mean something to someone when the time was right. And now is that time. With little to no knowledge or money, I am sharing my voice with you because for some reason you need to hear it. It isn't about perfection. It isn't about being an expert. It's about the passion and the answer to my prayer that was heard And apparently, I passed some type of test. My call was heard. What I was going through at that time in 2017 to 2018 was just a little short of a little common thing. Like for military, it's pretty common that this goes through families, conversations and what we go through. So I thought that in order to get to where we needed to be in 2017 to 2018, that in order to pay off, some sort of student loans quicker, that I needed to elevate my education and get a better paying job. I loved what I did, but I needed to take control of all things: my career, parenting, my home, even to a point, my bills, which, by the way, were and still are our bills. My idea stemmed from the possibility that my husband would renew his contract in the Army or not. We had to be prepared. And so at that time, we were in survival mode. And I know a lot of us go through this at some time, some point in their career or not. And, taking control in our humanly selves is natural to a point. But having the sense of something gnawing at me at that time to tell me, listen, you're obviously not getting what you are wanting. So I was failing classes. I was doing great at work, but it wasn't enough to pay bills. It wasn't enough to pay my gas to get from one school to the other. Nothing was going my way. So, taking matters into my own hands was falling short. And I could feel that. I could feel the presence. My testimony is that God was with me. He always is. But for some reason, he was screaming and saying, Yovi, wake up. This path is not for you. You're meant to do other things. What your personality is, how I molded you, is not for what you think it should be. So I backed off and I prayed and I asked God, what can I do for you? Because until then, I had never prayed for that before. I had always asked God to protect us, to help guide us, to protect others, right? But never had I asked, what can I do for you? And the moment I asked that question was when all the pieces of the puzzle came to fruition. I felt a sense of purpose. I felt a sense of growth. I felt a sense of possibility, of enoughness, of responsibility of what he called me to do. Coming from a strong female dominant family where most of my role models, my patriarchs, were strong, independent women, how was I supposed to put that aside for what he needed me to do? And because of my faith, I was able to do that. And so I am here today to dedicate this podcast for you, for someone who needs to hear it. And it's not about all coaching. It's not about prescription. The only prescription I have is to enjoy life the way that you feel in your gut that it feels right. Because without that feeling, we're just numb to the world and we are not ourselves. We become someone else, and it's not fair for you, for your family, for your friends, for the people that you don't even know that you will impact when you are your full self. Because let me tell you, there have been some callings that I receive from the Holy Spirit, and it has taken me out of my comfort zone, but I did it and I felt so cleansed after doing it. For example, my uncle was just in the hospital just right before Christmas, right after Thanksgiving, and it was really rough on us, really rough. Like I would pray day in and day out to myself. But for some reason, I received a text message that said he was in intensive care, and I was just getting out of the bathroom at Target with my 2 kids, and I just felt the need to pray right then and there in the hallway of the bathroom entrance at Target. I told my husband, take the kids, I'm going to pray right here, right now. And there happened to be a young lady that was standing in the corner, and I don't know, she was just waiting or something, but I tuned her out. And as I was praying, something told me, cross your hands. Look like you're really praying and not just sleeping, standing up. So I did that. And I started praying, and I started really feeling the words that were coming from my soul. And later, after I was done, I saw some people coming in from the store and going into the hallway to go to their lockers because they worked there. And, they probably saw me too. That was okay. But this girl, she just stared. And I prayed for her too, because you never, ever know the impact that you're going to make on someone just by the behavior that you choose to have in that moment, in their presence. So just calling myself a health coach, a life coach, a wellness coach was not enough. The reason why I have student loans is because I have a bachelor's of science degree in behavioral science, where then after graduation, I started working as a respite care provider for children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder who happen to be kids and family members of our military and armed forces. I completely enjoyed that. I worked my way up to become a behavior analyst or a registered behavioral technician. And that is when my career stopped, because I decided I would take control of my own life and I would go to get my graduate degree and become a behavioral analyst, where God said, no, that is not where I need you. I need you to be less than an expert. I need you not to play an expert role, to be able to reach the amount of people that I want you to reach. And I completely feel that in every inch of my soul, every inch of my body. I have been a Christian for my whole life. In high school, I surrounded myself with friends who were good, who had pure intentions, who invited me to church, and I heard the call. I stayed with them. I was able to make the decision to be baptized, and I became a Methodist Christian. And when my husband and I got married, he joined the military. We got sent to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I tried so hard to find the connection that I had as a teenager in the church, and it was so hard for me. It was so hard. It took 5 years. I went church hopping. Have you heard of that term? Trying to like do interviews for yourself and feel the spirit, feel your calling, and I couldn't feel it. I don't know if it was my humanly biased. I don't know what it was, but I for sure could not find a home until 5 years later when I found a non-denominational church right behind my house. And I just felt the spirit so strongly there. I became a member of that church. We volunteered, and it was beautiful. They expanded. We continued to volunteer there. I made a connect group for 3 years there, and it was beautiful, the connections that we made. And then we moved to Washington State, where I knew that the non-denominational experience was not it's not filling enough for myself personally. And even to my husband, I prayed for so many years that he would go to church with me, and thank God he has decided that even if I don't go, he's still going to go. So it's just such a beautiful roundabout experience that is a continuum, and it keeps going and it keeps evolving no matter what. It's so beautiful that we have decided collectively to honor our baptism and continue going to a Methodist church here in Washington. And it's so beautiful. The people are mainly like 85% of them are veterans or active duty, and we can relate to them on another level other than our faith. It's so beautiful. And so because of this surrounding, I've been able to hear the call once again and continue this career in sharing my voice and what God has led me and molded me to do, and help to empower you, not just in a Christian way. Of course, there's that strong foundation of faith, yes, but also of nature. Jesus would fast underneath the olive trees, and he would be barefooted, and there would be a sense of grounding, and there would be a sense of oneness, a harmony with the animals. And that is what I want to bring back to you, because in this society, in this new technology world, we're so engrossed with artificial intelligence and technology and Wi-Fi and frequencies that they are toxic to a point to our bodies and to our mind. And so we need to kind of evolve back into ourselves, not in a selfish, way, but in a way where we are centered and we're able to grow in a way that is natural. I love the technology. My whole house is smart. Yes, I'm no hypocrite. But there is a sense of need for grounding, and a lot of us have forgotten it. So, this podcast is dedicated to whoever needs to hear it. My mission is to be and bring all the positivity, but also questioning many things. So be intrigued, because there are some episodes that will spark some questioning in your brain as well. And I encourage you to comment below and really in the show notes, have that conversation with me and question yourself and really share those questions that you have, because who knows, maybe they're questions that I haven't asked and I would love to ask them myself. So I thank you so much for tuning in, for listening until the end. Please comment below any aha moment or takeaway that you had from this episode and review it. Share this podcast with those who you feel might need positivity in their life, might need foundational faith in their life, and someone who you just have a sense that might need it. Just share it with them. Don't force it. Don't force anything, but just share. Ask them if you could just send them the link. Again, I am Giovanna Chase. My coaching practice is Giovanna Chase Coaches. This podcast is Coaching with the Brave podcast with Giovanna Chase. I am your host, and I will be here for 10 to 45 minutes every Friday. I am so excited to share with you my thoughts, my questions, my aha moments, my insights, some coaching techniques. I will share also some meditations, some interviews that I have with others. I am thinking about doing a series every 2 months or so on different topics such as military spouse entrepreneurs, teen moms who became military spouses and who now are complete military spouses finding their way in life, military veterans and what their life looks like now if they have become entrepreneurs themselves, or what career paths they have chosen, how hard it was to transition from active duty to civilian life, and active duty, how hard it is for certain aspects of PCSing or family life dynamic, work-life balance. So many variables complete the military, and I love it because there's no boredom in the military. Absolutely no boredom. There are so many variables that go into a military life. And so to share all of that with you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and then the positive outlook afterwards, and even sharing some laser coaching and how that works and how it could work for you. Coaching is all about behavior change and habits that work for you, so that way it becomes a motivator, not so much something that you do, and not so much that someone tells you what to do, because that is not our role. We do not tell you what to do, which is another reason why it's so hard to understand what coaching is, right? So many years I've been sharing posts about behavior change and positivity and motivation and health and wellness. Some of my friends and family are like, what the hell? I don't understand that. And that's okay. This is another reason why I started this podcast, is to share the effectiveness of what coaching can do for you. Okay. Other genres would be how reversing certain diseases has been a possibility for some people, especially veterans. So tune in every week. It's something different. It's nothing to be, this isn't a scheduled, like, it's going to be this way or that way. No, it's free. It's uplifting And I enjoy you, and I enjoy that you want to spend time here, and I thank you. So let's have fun, let's get positive, and let's be aware of our surroundings because you never know who's watching. And like I always say, dance like no one is watching because movement is the universal voice, universal language. And I thank you so much again for tuning in. Visit my website at www.yovanachase.com, also in the show notes. And have a wonderful, blessed day. Wow, I will say it every single episode. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for listening until the very end. I appreciate you so much. And I've said it ever since I was little. Every time I see a vet or someone in, uniform, whether it's a first responder or, a soldier or something, I always say thank you with the sincerest, sincerest thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you did like this explanation of who I am and how I got to where I am now, please comment below. If you didn't, tell me why. I'm very open to conversation and dialogue. But if you resonated very well with what you heard and you are kind of interested in coaching, either as a side hustle or your own career path change, I can also do another podcast on that. But if that is something that you're interested in, you just have more questions about it, please feel free to message me, email me. Go and visit my social medias on Facebook and in Instagram. It's Iovanna, IOV as in Victor, ANNA, Chase Coaches. And if you are interested in a free coaching session with me, that is the application process to coach with me. Go over to the show notes and there will be a link in there so you can apply for that conversation with me. There is limited space. So just make sure that you're doing that in a timely manner and filling out all the questions. This way we have a good baseline as to what to talk about at our 30-minute conversation because those 30 minutes go by very fast. But we do get some nitty-gritty things done in that session. So, and also visit my website, YovannaChase.com. And yeah, thank you so much for listening again. I really do appreciate you, and welcome to the first episode of Coaching the Brave with Yovanna Chase Coaches. Have a wonderful rest of your week.